Tim, thanks a lot. I'm sitting here with Desmond Howard, the Michigan split end. And Desmond, I bet you wish that the Florida State team that showed up here tonight was the one that showed up 4 weeks ago in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, that's for real. It's definitely not the team we played against. But I think Florida State has a lot of good athletes on their team. They're showing some composure, and we'll see what they do with the second half kickoff.
Desmond, we'll see you at halftime.
Okay.
Okay, Desmond Howard here in Ann Arbor. A lot more from him at halftime. Tim, now back to Ron Franklin.
One interested party, obviously, is Michigan's Desmond Howard, the Heisman candidate, along with Casey Weldon. He is with our Mark Schwartz live in Ann Arbor. Mark?
Tim, how are you? We're Desmond Howard, Michigan split end. Desmond, the Atlanta Braves need to know how to beat Minnesota in the Metrodome, which you guys did so easily last night. But in the second quarter, late in the half, you get your bell rung, and people are reading blurred vision. I mean, are you seeing one of me right now or two?
I'm seeing one. Everything is all right at this point. I was a little dinged up a little bit in that the second quarter, but I came back in the game. Everything at that point was precautionary as far as keeping me out the game. But like I said, I came back in and played pretty well, caught a touchdown that enabled me to break Anthony Carter's record. So everything is all right.
And, of course, AC was at the game watching you, the former Michigan great. I mean, right now, Michigan with only one defeat. You got to be looking at Florida State in this ball game today, a team that's undefeated ahead of you in the rankings. And are you rooting against the Seminoles right now?
No, I don't really want to root against the Seminoles because we still have to finish our season, beat the rest of the teams on our schedule for us to even think about a national championship. I just like watching the Seminoles because they have some great athletes, and Casey Weldon, Amp Lee, and also Terrell Buckley, and you appreciate the talents that they have.
Tell me about Casey Weldon. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns against Michigan at Ann Arbor, playing in front of 100,000 angry fans. I mean, is this guy really for real?
Oh, yeah, I think Casey Weldon is definitely a for-real quarterback. He and Amp Lee was an unstoppable tandem that day in Ann Arbor.
What about Florida State in the first half? I mean, what's your perception? Why are the Seminoles having trouble against LSU, a team they figured to beat easily?
I think that LSU is coming out on an unbelievable emotional high, and they've only proven that they could score 1 touchdown, though, and I think that was really a mix-up in the rotation in the secondary. I don't think you'll beat a Florida State team with field goals. If Florida State comes back and take this kickoff return back and score, I think this will be a different ball game.
All right, Desmond Howard of Michigan here in Ann Arbor, probably the front runner for the Heisman Trophy. We'll talk to him a little bit about that. Just a couple of minutes right now. Let's go back to Tim.
All right, Mark, and Desmond sounds like a politician there talking about not rooting against Florida State. He certainly needs some help from LSU tonight if they are to win a national championship. All right. Well, Desmond Howard is a Heisman candidate. He is watching Casey Weldon, another Heisman candidate. Here's Mark Schwartz with him in Ann Arbor.
All right, Tim, Michigan's latest magic man, Desmond Howard. And, you know, Desmond, in September, David Klingler of Houston was the man. The Heisman Trophy was inscribed in his locker. And now in October, 1 month later, it seems to be that it's in your ballpark.
I don't think it's inscribed in my locker just yet. I think that, you know, Casey Weldon is definitely a viable candidate for the award. It just lets me know that you have to come out here and play as hard as you can every Saturday.
You know, last year at this time, the talk was Rocket Ismail, and now Rocket's gone, and the college football world's looking for another Rocket, and you sort of have come on the scene to fill the void, and Rocket did you a favor by leaving a year early.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Rocket paved the way last year with his talents, and he let the world know that they should really appreciate the all-purpose players, and I think it's good for me and other players, such as his brother, Quadri Ishmael.
Now, I know you're thinking of coming back for your final season in Michigan, but is there any talk about the National Football League's wage scale that might make you leave a year early?
No, not at this point, no.
Okay. Desmond Howard, certainly a candidate and the front runner for the Heisman Trophy. Right now, let's go back to Tim.
All right, thank you, Mark, and thank you, Desmond. You'll be able to see him again next week here on ESPN as his march for the Heisman continues.
Any college football season will provide us a sports page full of stars and heroes, but usually only a handful of Heisman hopefuls. Desmond Howard is the morning line Heisman favorite. Michigan star played Friday night in front of a media aggregation in Minneapolis swelled by the World Series. And Saturday night, Howard sat with Mark Schwartz to watch another Heisman vote-getter and give us some appreciation of that small circle at the top of the college game.
Touchdown, Amp Lee. Casey Weldon on the sideline, and they have ordered a brace for his knee.
Uh-oh. Casey?
The oohs, the ahs, and the uh-ohs were for Casey Weldon, Terrell Buckley, and Amp Lee of Florida State. Desmond Howard, the leading man in this year's Heisman chase, spent some of his Saturday night checking out the competition. most of which is expected to come from Weldon.
Touchdown. Told you. See, this can change the game right here. This can change the game. He's good. He's good. I see the way he came out here in the second half and led them directly down the field for a touchdown. That's the poise and leadership that they need from him.
While Weldon wriggled in pain on the sideline, Howard harkened back to 4 weeks ago in Ann Arbor, recalling what a competitor Weldon was. And in short order, Howard's prediction came true.
Told you he'd be back. This is just what they need. You know, he's definitely an inspirational leader for their offense. So hopefully they can get something going right here. Big play, big play, big play. See, Casey made that happen. But see, the running backs, they have talent where he can just swing the ball out there for maybe 5 yards. And a guy like Amp Lee or Edgar Bennett could run 55 yards for a 60-yard touchdown. It looks like a 60-yard touchdown for Casey Weldon, but they did most of the work.
Spending an evening with a Heisman candidate, you get some insight about what it's like to be the focus of that much attention, how your every success and every failure gets magnified along the way.
You have to definitely put it in the right context because it can make you lose focus and you don't want to do that. Like I said earlier, it just, an example that happened to Klinger makes me realize that I have to definitely go out here and prove myself every Saturday and play as hard as I possibly can.
Weldon says he'd gladly concede the Heisman to Howard if his Noles can have the national championship. That's a trade Howard is not ready to make.
I'm striving towards my goal, which is to be the best college player I can be. You know, I have great expectations for Desmond Howard. I'm probably Desmond Howard's hardest coach, so I think that's what really keeps me motivated on Saturdays.
Saturday afternoon, 12:30 Eastern Time, we will see Desmond Howard back in action. Michigan, leading the Big Ten, will be hosting Purdue.